Hi friends, it's Mr. Garland. Welcome to Nearby Naturalists, Lesson 1, Evidence of Life. Wow, Nearby Naturalists, Lesson 1, Evidence of Life. That's a lot to say, Mr. Garland. Can we talk about what some of those words mean? Why, yes we can, Mr. Garland. All right, so, Nearby Naturalist. 2 words, that's the name of this program. The first word, nearby. Nearby simply means close, not far away. And the second word, naturalist, well, a naturalist is a scientist who studies nature. We will all be naturalists in this program. We'll study the natural world around us. What about that lesson, evidence of life? Well, the first word, evidence, is simply a trace or a clue that something exists. So if we're looking for evidence, we're looking for the signs that something exists. And then that last word, life. Well, I know I'm alive, and I know that there's living things all around us, but what is life? Life is the ability of a thing to use energy, to grow, and to respond to change. We use energy when we eat food, we grow, and we respond to change. If I touch something hot, I pull my hand away. I respond to change. So let's talk about what our investigation will look like. I'm outside right now, but this first investigation we're going to do inside. Now, if you're in a classroom, you probably have some rules of your classroom. All of those rules will apply to what we're doing today. And if you're at home, I bet you have some rules there too. We want to make sure when we're looking around in our indoor environment that we're being safe. Probably not running, probably not being too loud, and we also want to make sure that we're not going anywhere that we know that we're not allowed or touching things that we know we're not supposed to. So, when we start to look around, you're going to want to look high. You're going to want to look low. You could see clues of life in many ways. You might see a bowl of cereal left out by your sibling. You might see a pile of pencil shavings inside a pencil sharpener. Or you might actually see some life forms, either some humans or some other creatures. Sometimes if you look carefully around windows or underneath shelves, you might see the strand of silk left behind by a spider. You might actually see the spider, or even something the spider has taken energy from, drained of its life force. Now let's talk about what we'll need to do as we fill in the information in our nature notebook. So first of all, you'll have to find evidence of life. After that, in the top left section, we're going to write Lesson 1, Evidence of Life. That's the name of this lesson. And once you've got that written in the top left corner, draw an illustration of the evidence you found. If you found a spider web, you could draw that spider web. If you found an actual spider, you could draw that spider. Whatever evidence of life you found, draw that below. Now that we've written our lesson title and drawn our illustration, we'll move on to the SEL component. SEL stands for Social Emotional Learning. This is the part where we talk about how we treat each other, how we get along together. And in this activity today, we're going to list 5 objects or places that we share with the people around us. So, if you're at school, you might have to share the pencil sharpener. I know in my house we have to share the bathroom. A sink is something that we share. Passing each other in the hallway, we share our hallways. And soap is something that we usually have to share as well. And then after that, there's one more thing, and this is up to you or maybe your teacher to decide whether or not you'll complete this portion. It's the extension. This is going a little bit further to really test your brain. The extension today will be to research the evidence of life you found. So if you found a trace of life, maybe use the internet or books that you may have, or even a grown-up, to do some research about learning a little more about that area. All right, so that finishes up our nature notebook. It's time to go and search for evidence of life. I hope you have fun, and I can't wait to see what you find. And until we see each other again, remember, be nice, be knowledgeable, be a naturalist. All right, goodbye, friends.